All right, so let's close our parameters window out and move into our tables now so we can go ahead and start to modify these. So we're gonna find here we have the ability under options, we can expand our tables out. Right now it's on show NA tables. We go here to show our boost tables and show our 3-bar tables and go all the way up to 5-bar tables. Now, we're not interested in doing that. This is a naturally aspirated engine, naturally aspirated setup here, so we only need to focus on options, show NA tables. So if on your screen anything else was expanded, you can collapse it by simply checking here, show NA tables. So now I'm just looking at what I need to modify for this vehicle. Like I was saying before, there's only going to be a low cam fuel, high cam fuel, low cam spark, high cam spark, and then we have our variable cam tables here. You can see they're zeroed out. We don't have variable cam. We'll leave them zeroed out. Not going to be doing anything. So we have really basic tuning on this video. It's actually going to be a really great application for getting used to Kpro. And if you're going to be tuning a naturally aspirated S2000, they're really simple to tune, and we'll find that the process is really easy compared to a K-series. And we're only going to have essentially 2 fuel maps, 2 spark maps. On a K-series engine, we're going to have the potential for 20 fuel maps, and we're going to have the potential for 20 spark timing maps. So we have a whole bunch of maps to modify and work with. And in this case, we're going to find that we have just these 4 tables to deal with. So it's going to make our lives much easier. So going into our tables here, we need to go in and linearize our fuel tables. We also need to take a look at our breakpoints that we're working with for our application. So our load breakpoints, columns 1 through 10 here, these will be sufficient to work with. I'm not going to be changing anything in my breakpoints. That's going to give me adequate resolution. But in my RPM breakpoints, we might have to scale some things out here. Now, what I'd like to do is make sure I have a breakpoint in my idle area. That's going to be wherever I have my idle speed set at. So in this case, I've targeted 900 RPM in our parameter section here for idle. We're gonna make sure we have a actual breakpoint here, which we can see is at 900. Now, when we're doing our tuning here at idle, it's gonna be very important that we have our breakpoints pretty finely defined here. So we can look right now, 1100, 900, 800, 500. That's a pretty good setup for our breakpoints. I'm going to be a little bit more specific here. I'll go right click here. I'll set it at 1000 RPM. Then I'll set my next breakpoint here at 900. And then I'll set my next breakpoint here at 800. So I'm going to be pretty specific. Now, when I do that, I'm also going to do another trick here and copy everything from my columns 1 through 5 here. Copy it. I'm going to paste it in my columns 1 through 5 at 800. Then I'm going to go here and use Control P vertically. I'm going to go grab between these two, and I'm going to do a vertical interpolation, or just an interpolation in general. So we can see here it's going to set all of my breakpoints the same. Now we look at our fuel values here. It's going to be flat values in our table. Now the reason why I've done this is because it's going to allow me to have the same value here in my table. So as I'm sourcing my fuel, my injector pulse width is not going to be moving around. It's not going to cause any kind of problems. Now, on stock injectors, it's not really an issue. On really, really big injectors, such as a 2000 cc or a 1300 cc, it can make all the difference in our idle control. So as we're idling, if our air fuel is constantly moving around, it's going to make our idle speed move up and down. It's going to make our idle unsmooth. So it's just a trick that I do, even if I'm on stock injectors, just so my injector pulse width output is more consistent. So my idle speed and my idle control is more consistent. Now, the next step here to taking a look at this, we're going to take the rest of our table here and try to linearize some things. Now, these breakpoints in our tables, as we're looking at our two-dimensional lines, these are pretty good. They're not bad as is. We can definitely go ahead and just tweak these a little bit, make it a little bit smoother to start off with. So what I'll do is go to my column 10. I'm finding I have my first breakpoint here. We can see on the two-dimensional line, this value is turned way down. I'm going to use Control I and bump this back up again. I'm also going to go through my table here and just try to smooth it out a little bit. So I'm going to pick 2 points here. I'm going to pick a point right here at 1800. We can see a little bit of a peak, and then my peak right here at this point. So taking a look at this point, if I click on it, 5900. So 5900 all the way down here to 1800. I'll do Control P. We can see that just linearized the table. On the top of the table here, I'm going to do Control I and just bump this value up here. What I'm trying to do is get myself a nice linear line. And I'm going to be copying this line 10 here, my column 10 into my column 9. So I'm going to copy paste, then use Control D keystroke. If I hold it down, it's going to be turning that fuel value down. Same thing here. I'm going to move from my column 9 into my column 8, use Control D, turn it down. So what we're doing is building out our fuel table in linear. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here. And you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.